Hello, I want to start this short video to show you guys how to resource load and cost load your schedule. In case during an interview someone asks you, can you cost load or resource load your schedule? After watching this video, you should be able to comfortably say yes because this is all you need to know. So, real quick, if you want to add resources or if you want to resource load your project, or if you want to cost load your project, these are the simple steps you need to, to do after you have created a project. Let me start by, for the sake of the new students, I want to open my project. I'll come and right click on the projects that I want to resource load, cost load, or add resources, or add costs. I will open the project and come, so look at this icon, this with a human head, that is the resource icon. Click on it and it will open the resource window. Open the resource window, and I needed to create a new resource, the top level resource. But peradventure, your your resource is blank like this. I mean, if you come over here, maybe if you're starting out, if you, for instance, let's start again. So now you want to create your, let's say you want to start adding your resources. You click on the resource icon and your resource window will open up like this. This is resource window, this is activity window, this is the project window. Or I can say go to the project level, you click on it, go to activity level, click on it, go to resource level, click on it, depending on the terms you would like to use. So I want to add my resource. I'll click on add resource on the top menu on the command bar, or you can use the right click and add resource. If you see something like this information, look at it, this dialog information. In order to add the resource, the filter will be changed to display all resource. Just click on OK. If you are creating resource for the first time in your project, you might have this question. So just click on OK. And I always like to do, I like to arrange my work neatly so that when I want to review it next time, I won't have issues looking for my resources or anything I created in basis. So I want to arrange my resources in an hierarchical order. The project name will be at the top, and I will create resources under the project level, on the resource level. So this is like a resource breakdown structure. What you have in here, this is a resource breakdown structure. You have an activities, you have a work breakdown structure. This is a resource breakdown structure. So now I want to add my first resources. I've clicked add. It will give you, look at it, new resource. Click on it, click on the new resource, and I will type the name of the project. It's Henry S, right? Then I can give it the top project code HS222 and click enter. Then I want to take it up so that I can say I want to take it up. As it is now, it is like this, my resource is under this new resource. So, but that is not what I want. I want it to be a resource on its own. I want it to have its own standalone and have other resources standing under it. So I want to take it up. To take it up, to move it, use this arrow to shift to take it left again, then take it up. So it's now you see it's standing on its own. So I want to create the resources under it, under this top level project resource. I want to create resources under it. And by the way, what is a resource? A resource is the effort that you need to do the job. the effort that you need to work on the activities, because these activities will be done in order to achieve the project deliverables. Remember, activities are the smallest units of the project structure that will be used. The actual work is done on the activity levels, and these are used to complete the project, to achieve the project deliverables. All right. So now, having added the top level resource as the project name, so I want to add resources under it, and there are three types of resources. You have the labor, you have the non-labor, and you have the material. The labor resource are the personnel, the humans working on it, the project manager, the manager, the machinists, the labor, the helpers, anybody that's human that's working on a project, on any activity is called labor, right? While the non-labor are the machines, the equipment you are using, the digger, the bulldozer, the grader, every machine you use, payloader, all these are called non-labor. While the consumables like cement, sand, things that you use on the project are called materials. So for this lecture, I want to use the three types of resources to illustrate how to add resources, or how to resource load and cost load your schedule, your project schedule. So now I want to start adding the resources. I want to add three for illustration's sake. Now you see that this first resource is sitting under the top level. So I want to, and this one is sitting under this. This is sitting under this. So I want all of them to sit under the project level. So I have to take it. This one is sitting under it directly. So I want to take this one to the left, take this one up to the left. You see now that all of them are sitting under this Henry. That is the name, Henry S. That is the name of the project, Henry S. Right? Right? So I have to start naming them. Click on it and type the name. You can give it the name, you can give it profession. It can be personal name, it can be name like John, it can be the profession, project manager, just the way you like it or the way your organization wants it. So in this case, I want to name like Henry, and I can say project doer, right? Then I can say digger. Then the resource type, you can change it to label. Henry is label. Digger, you can say digger is what from my definition earlier, it's non-label, right? Then I can add another one like cement or let's say block as material, right? Then to answer this question, changing resource type to material will remove all roles assigned to this resource. Clear is over time, resetting, and adjust unit and prices. Do you wish to continue? Just say yes. Right. So once you have added it to your resources, I will advise you to come down to the detailed view to work more on it, to assign the cost and other information that you want to add to it. So come to general. General gives you the name of the give you the details, the name, resource ID, and other information. You can see resource ID, and you can even change them. You can even change the name and resource ID right here on the general tab. So for the project scheduler area, I want to change the resource ID. I want to type it like HS-1, just to give it a unique resource ID. And for digger, I can say HS222-2, and for block, the same thing. So you can actually edit your resources over here on the general tab. Change it, you can change the name, and change the blocks, anything you like. So then this code is meant if you created a resource code, you can come and assign them here. The details will tell you the type of resource, whether it's labor, non-labor, and material. And here, if it is like material, you can assign the units over here. You can assign a calendar. You can create one. You can change the currency over here. If it is overtime, you can assign overtime right here. Then price per unit, this is where you cost load it, where you add your cost. Add your cost. This maximum unit per time. This is the maximum unit is going to work a day. For instance, in America, we work 8 days per day. That's why I'm saying 8 hours, 8 hours per day rather. In America, we work 8 hours per day. If you're doing 10 hours, you can change it real quick here. 10 hours per day. Depends on the country you are or the organization you work in. But the standard working hour in America is 8 hours. So I'll just make it 8 hours per day. And this is the price per unit. How much is it earning per hour? This is what it means, standard rate per unit. So is it earning $100 per hour? You put it here. And by the way, your project manager or your company, they will give you these rates. You as a project manager, your job is to populate the information they gave you. So that you can your pieces will do the calculation for you. Now we're working, I'm assigning so the material, I can say this block, I can say how many block, how much is a block, a piece of block. You can say it's like, let's say it's $20, $20 per unit. And you can come to the details view to assign the unit of measure. You can assign it as each, assign it. So look at it, it's going to be 20 block each, $20 for each block, right? Then we'll come to the scheduler. You can say it's earning per hour. How much is earning per hour? You can say it's earning 150 per hour. It's a senior project scheduler. But like I said, your organization, your company will give you all these rates. Then for the digger, you can say how much is digger earning? Digger will be per day, right? Or per hour, depending on how the negotiation, how information you get from your company. You can say per day and say it's earning like $80 per day, right? Then I can add another, go ahead and add another resources. I can add another resources. Let me add uh, what, digger grader, right? So you shift it right left to be under the top level, or you see now all your resources are under this the top level project resource, so that your work will be arranged clean and neat for you to be able to analyze them easily anytime you need to, right? So for this grader, I can also add like $50 per day. No, grader is non-label, so you have to change it first to non-label. Or actually, you can come to the details and change it over here too. Look at it. You can change it over here, non-label. Then assign the price to like just $50 per day. You have to be smart. You don't want to negotiate per hour per day, right? So if you want to add any notes, you can come here and add notes to it. Click on it, modify, add your notes. Okay, done. So any information, just type it and click it and right there. User defined field. If you created user defined field, you can use it. But you'll be working more on this general details, code, and unit per price. So if you have gotten to this step, done all this step, you have added resources and cost to your project. So the next step, if you have done this, you can come, you go to the activity level to assign. You've created these resources, you've added them to your database, to your schedule, but right now they're not doing anything. It's like coming to your site, dropping your materials and not using them. So you need to assign them to the activity they will work on. So click on activity level. Now this is a milestone. Kickoff is a milestone. So milestones don't have resources. If you try to assign it, you see it grayed out because milestone it has zero duration. It's not charged. They don't charge any. They're not charging. There's no money spent on it, so you cannot assign resources. However, you can add expenses to milestone, right? But for now, let's go ahead and uh, add our resources to these our activities. I will use first level foundation WBS to add foundation WBS to add the resources. Let me correct that spelling. I want to remove this real quick. So come back to activity level. I want to assign it. To assign your resources to these activities. These activities are what you need, like I said earlier, to accomplish your job for the project to be completed. These activities have to be completed, each of them for your project to be completed. All right. These activities will be used to deliver the project deliverables. All right. So click on clearing, for instance, then come to the detail view and click on the resource tab. Click on it, then add resource. Then it will give you the add assign resource window. Then for clearing, you can use uh, grader or whatever you want to use. But let me use grader for instance. This grader, this is just an illustration. It could be any machine that you want to use. It can be clearer, it can be anything. So we've assigned grader just to clearing. Then for excavation, I can assign digger. Click on it and assign it. Then for lay blocks, you can use you can add okay, we'll add another resource to that. Pour concrete, you can say pour concrete. Okay, we'll add another resources. We'll have pour concrete is meant. So we're going to add that. So let's go back and add that. Lay block, you can add a block for lay block, add block. So you can see now that to know if your activities have resources, click on the activity, then come to resource tab, you see the resource assigned to it. Look at the resource name, look at the primary resource, look at the units per time, look at the lag, look at the price per unit. This price per unit you assigned over here, it will come up, you will see it here, right? This is the price per unit, this is the budgeted unit, this is the budgeted unit per time, and this is the regular cost, this is the remaining cost, right? Remaining units. This is the actual regular units. So we'll talk on that later. But for now, I want you to know how to add resources to your project and assign them to activities. So for instance, I have not assigned any resource to pour concrete because I did not create a resource for that. So I want to go back real quick to to add the resources, to create the resources, uh, so that I can assign it. Create resources in my database so that I can assign it. I'll go to resource window, then click on add new resource, take it to the left to align it under the Henry top level resource. Let's go back and see what is the okay, pour concrete. So what can we use for that? We can use say to pour concrete. You can put concrete concrete mix. Concrete mix. You can say concrete, right? Concrete, and that is what material. So you can come here to the detail view and check on the details. So concrete means what will be the units of measure? You can say uh, pound per pound or cubic meter, depending on what you're going to measure it with. So I can say since pound concrete is going to be by weight, you have to wait. So let's use this pound, right? Then for units, you can say it's uh, per pound. You can say it's $10 per pound, just as the case may be. So I've created it. So I've come to assign this to this power concrete. I will have to assign it. Click on add resources and now go and look for that concrete. And click on, either you double click on it here or you use the plus sign. So I'm going to double click on it here and it's assigned. So this is how to quickly add resources, add costs, and assign those resources to the activities. Another way, they ask you, can you build a schedule and resource load and cost load them? The answer will just be yes, because this is what I've just done. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me, and I wish you the best. Thank you. Bye.